Hello. So I promised the other day I did a quick little box opening of some new Hot Wheels that I add to my own personal collection, my Superman diecast metal cars. They're not all Hot Wheels, but a lot of them are. Hot Wheels comes out with new ones periodically, with their every year, few years, whatever it is, they come out with new ones. Not always. Batman, of course, is the car. I mean, because Superman really doesn't need a car. What does he do with a car? But they still decorate cars with them, and they make some pretty cool ones that look kind of Superman themed. These are my latest ones that I've added to my collection. This is one here, and this guy's pretty cool. And then this guy, I don't know what that is. I think it's a Porsche, but I could be wrong. I was thinking maybe a 928, but I'm not sure. And then this came with with this one. This is a Lex Luthor, rival car. It was pretty slick, so I'll probably put it in there. And this came with one of them. It's a sticker, I believe. It says it was a sticker, but oh yeah, it's a sticker. Okay. I'm gonna stick a flex iron on the back of this, or a magnet, so that I can do some extra decorating with that. And I'm going to show you how I do all that stuff with the XCase. Now, you've heard me on some of my other videos, and you'll see me do other streams, and you'll see that I talk about the XCase and the Mage Cage and different things you can do with them to display, transport, show off your miniatures, either at home or even when you go to the shops, because they have adjustable handles. You can create your own case size. But today, this is how I'm showing you how you can use it to set up and display Hot Wheels or diecast cars. I've done a few. I had a monster truck that was quite a bit bigger, but of course it fit in here as well. And I just set up a little flight base on it, showed you how to do that. And these videos I usually download after I've done the live stream, and I will put them up on ActiveMindsGames.com, and you can check them out there too. If these kind of things interest you. Now, the XCase we're low on. We do have Mage Cages. We're trying to get a Kickstarter started, but we need to get the followers and the interest. So please go check out ActiveMindsGames.com or Active Minds Games on YouTube and on Instagram if you want to see more videos, more ways they work and integrate with each other. As well as Instagram for pictures and different things that you can do. Also, that we sell them. Pretty much anything you see, we've sold them in that type. And once we get the Kickstarter going and get some more inventory in of our new and improved variants, we'll be getting those all up to you again. Go to facebook.com and go to Active Minds Games and follow us there. Follow us on Facebook on Active Minds Games, and you can be in on the Kickstarter when we launch it. We're trying to get to 800 followers before we announce a date, so that's kind of showing the interest in people. So if you really want to get in on that Kickstarter and get some of these cases for yourself, and some of the inserts and some of the cool things that we're going to have for it, we're going to make a bigger unit as well. Go there, follow us, and we will be sure as the following increases. We're about halfway to our goal, 400 some people. We need to get that up to around 800. So please go there, tell your friends. Anyway, so here we go. This is going to be a quick video, assuming I don't talk too much, and I will show you what all you can do. So when you're doing a Hot Wheels type setup, usually the way you don't want them rolling around inside the case. I mean, if somebody bumps them, they're going to roll or whatever. But you also typically don't want to mark up your stuff, right? You don't want to glue things on to your cars. I mean, you want to be able to play with them or sell them or do whatever later. Now, if you open them, I'm telling you now, if you open your cars, that does tend to work on their value a little bit. But if you ever resell them and you say that they've only ever been on display, never been played with, most of the time that's fine, because it just means that if somebody does want to buy it for their kid, they know that the wheels are going to work. These guys are prime, never been used. So put them inside the case. So here's the way I do it. So these are just some 25 millimeter bases that you can get from Reaper.com, which is Amazon. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them any number of places, and you don't have to get the Reaper ones. A bunch of other companies come out with these little 3.5 inch bases. I have a whole container of them because I use them for my minis as well. You can see some of those ways I've set up my display here. This is some of the diecast Superman, and then I have a Lego car with a Lego Superman, and then a couple of little mini Lego guys, or not Lego, other mini Superman types. These are the metal minis. I think there's one or two others I don't have. I add those to my collection at some point. And then I just put the cars in there. Now you'll see that these have a different base. I actually set these up with using our Coroplast base. Then I decided that these bases are a lot more simple and they work just as good, if not better, for doing this kind of display. So I'll show you how to do it. Real easy to do. All you have to do, first of all, we sell flex iron. That's these little guys here. This is infused rubber. It's got metal infused rubber in it so that it can stick to magnets. So this is a magnetic strip that we sell for the Mage Cage. This goes on the back shelf of the Mage Cage. But you can also use it in this case. You just run one right down the middle of the XCase, and it'll perfect for Hot Wheels displays. You don't need it. We have a wider one for minis that when you're trying to fill up the case. But in this case, you don't really need it. You only need this small piece of magnet in the middle, and you'll be good to go. So take one of these pieces of flex iron, some super glue. I prefer the gel glue. I don't have any available at the moment, but this one works as well. You just take the super glue and run it around the edge. And the reason I prefer the gel is because it's so much easier to apply without getting it all over your fingers, and then you're sticking yourself to the base. Then you just stick one of these flex iron right on the bottom. You don't need it. This doesn't have to go all the way around the base. You want to get it all the way around the edge, but you don't have to get it all the way all over. Oops. Once it dries, this will be more than enough to hold your mini. Just needs a little weight. So we'll put that on there, and then you just do it for each one. I only have 3 cars here, so we'll do 3 quick cars. You know what? I like to be able to see close up. It makes it just easier to be precise and not as likely to get it on my fingers. And it's dark, it's black, so without a lot of lighting, it is kind of tricky sometimes to actually see that you've put it on the base. If you give yourself good lighting, probably not a big deal. You probably have no trouble getting it on there. Just gotta make sure I don't get it on my fingers. So once you've got these on here, Three of these will be good enough. It is important to try not to get, like I said, the gel glue is just so much easier to accurately put on and not. You want to get it all the way around though, so that you don't get the little bubbly responses that this stuff can do. You know, where the flex iron can be a little bent at times. So once you're gluing it on, you want to put a little weight on it until it dries. It doesn't take that long, a minute, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever, but just enough that it finally sticks, and then you can take the little weights off. Just it's not strong enough to really force back on the thing that you're putting on there. Damn. This is why you don't. Sheesh. And I am my fat fingers. Keep moving it around. All right, so that one's good. And this one is close, and that one's probably close to done too. Okay, so the way this goes, once you have them glued on, you just take one of these little things. Now these glue dots are great, but here's the problem with glue dots. They don't come off as easy as they imply. They have different forms of these. They're just, all it is basically that glue stuff that you see in the middle of magazines that holds the little advertisements in. That's all it is. It's basically that stuff, and you can just peel it off. So you get this, it'll stay on your car, on the car here to hold it in, but if you ever want to, you just pull the car off and rub the glue dot off of it, and you're done. It's no worse for wear than it was when you put it on there. So just put one of these in the middle. If I can keep it from sticking to my hand. It doesn't matter how fancy it is, because it's going to be, so all you're going to do is let it stick, and it's going to just roughly grab onto any middle part of the car. Preferably the middle is best, because it's going to have a better setup inside the car, inside the case. And then you open the case, you just push these two tabs down in the middle, and then you just take your car, and I have the magnetic strip in the middle, just like you can see there. I have this one. Now I have it on one of our metal plates, and the reason I did that is because for me, I like to take these out sometimes and just show people. So, but each of these strips has a adhesive strip on it, so you could just peel it off and stick it right to the case. But if you're worried about, wanting to move things around, or for me, it was a matter of that. When I do demos and displays, I have a wall display set up in the back there. You can't see. So what I do is I take out the plate, slide it back into the wall display, because these will come off the wall. You only have to hook them off and on, but some of these are in the middle. I have other displays up there, and I don't want to. I don't want to have to pull out just the ones that are pertaining to my Superman collection here. So anyway, so I take this car here, and just pop it right to the middle. It's a nice little angle so that it doesn't hit the door. Plus it looks better at an angle anyway. You get to see the sides of the cars. And you're done. That guy is now a member of the Superman Hot Wheels collection. Now, I also have these other guys here who are waiting their turn. Lex and Soups. Now, the flex iron we sell does not come with adhesive on the back, and I'll tell you why. We used to have adhesive on the back, but these magnets are quite a bit stronger than refrigerator magnets. They're about 2 to 3 times the strength of a refrigerator magnet. Designed to hold slightly better, pull better against the flex iron. Flex iron is not as magnetically adhesive as, say, a washer. So if you have a washer and you want to put something that's heavier, for minis, for small stuff like this, just to keep it from moving around on the shelf, it's pretty much without issue. Your plastic minis don't need anything else, but if you ever want to put something like really heavy, like you get some of those night models that are made of metal and heavy, and they're tall, and they're going to pull more. You can either put 2 layers of flex iron, or you can put a washer on the bottom and get more of a steel pull on the magnet, and you'll get even a better hold, keeping those bigger, heavier, top-heavy guys on the case. Again, I don't really have a problem with it with almost any. I mean, I've traveled to and from. I carry it with me on the airplane. 6 to 8 XCases is a perfect carry-on. So if you ever want to do a carry-on in the car. Now, I only have 2 cars right now to overflow. There's other ones on my eBay cart that I'm at some point going to buy. So I will probably just put these on just like that, and I will do one on Lex car as well. Now, I will say there are a few cars I have gotten, not very many, but a few, that have weird bottoms, weird undercarriages, and sometimes, like this one, for example, towards the back, there's actually an indentation here, and it'd be tough to get your glue dot on it, but towards the front, it's not going to be too bad. But which is fine, because again, you're just going for the hold. So as long as you can get it even on just the cross metal. Some of them, the problem isn't even that. Sometimes the problem is that they're tall. It's like the wheels are real low, and they're like maybe it's a truck of some kind. You may have to do something to increase the base, maybe double the height of the base, or do some other thing. But it's pretty easy to make it work. And once again, at the moment, I'm not going to. I like to put it on the metal base because if you put it in just like this, it slides forward and back too much. But for the purposes of this, I will show you that all you have to do is put the unit in there. Now, like I said, it has flex iron on it. If you want to, so you can just stage them. I think I like it better facing forward. Except you gotta turn them. And there you go. There you go. So if I put the metal plate in there, they're not going to slide because the metal plate, it'll magnetize to that, and the metal plate is exactly the size of the inside of the case, or pretty dang close, and it doesn't move around in there, so you won't have a problem. So there you go. There's my setup for my new Superman and Lex setup. Going at it. Once I get a couple more Superman cars, I'll probably put them behind and gang up on Lex. Okay, so here's one more thing. One more cool little thing I'm going to show you. I have Okay, so one of the things about the flex that you can do, or the magnet here you can do, is that it's got the adhesive, but it's cuttable, really easily cut. You just need scissors, take a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to take a strip like so, put on the, and the reason I'm putting the magnet on the sticker instead of the flex iron on the sticker is because I want you know what? I'm going to do a double. Here, hold on a sec.
What you doing?
Video here. Right, trying to find my spare stuff, spare flex iron. Here we go. So we sell the flex iron in a lot of different sizes and shapes, mostly squares and circles, but we also have these 2 by 3 inch length pieces. You get 3 of them when you order these, and then you can cut them to whatever you want. And in this case, it'll work perfectly when I put it on just like so. So really, in that case, I just take the sticker off of this guy and just make sure it's not dusty. Wipe it off so that there's no, and like I said, it doesn't matter what side. Flex iron's equally magnetic on both sides. Just stick this guy right in the middle. Now this is just flex. Like I said, this is not magnetic. So if I want this to be magnetic, I have to adhere it to a magnet. The reason I'm not just doing a magnet right off the bat is because I don't want to. I I could easily have put a magnet just right on it. But these magnets are pretty thick, though, and I just decided, nah. Let's go ahead and just put flex iron on this. And then I do magnet in the middle. And it will be, you know, I'm concentrating here, trying to cut this around without cutting the sticker itself. So this flex iron is about as thick as a refrigerator magnet. And the reason I don't use double magnet, like I don't use flex iron and put it right on, is it doesn't really help. I've had some cheap magnet, like I've taken refrigerator magnets and tried to stick them to the magnet. It's not really better. And why pay extra for magnetization? The flex iron is really cheap. It's you can create it and flex it any way you want, or cut it any way you want, to any shape and size. And so there you go. Now it's a lot thicker, a lot more durable than the basic little paper sticker they had. Now, if I wanted to, which I do, in this case, I'm going to take my magnet, my little piece of magnet I cut, and I'm going to stick it right in the middle of the back of my XCase here. There you go. All nice and stuck. Take my little now flex iron magnet capable piece of sticker. Pop it right in the middle. There you go. All done and done. There's my new little Superman display, waiting for some more Superman cars. I actually have some Superman pins and stuff I also like to put in the back. We have, you have the option with pins. You might not want to do the magnet thing. We have backer board. It's chloroplast. It's like a hard, I want to say like a hard cardboard. It's plastic. You cut it. It fits right in back. We have them. You just fold the back, and then you can either glue it to the back or use magnets to put it to the back. And then you can put whatever you want in the chloroplast. You can poke it. You can stick stuff to it. Do whatever you want. And then you don't even have to permanently attach stuff to the XCase. You can pull it out, put it in another case. Do whatever you want. We have that as well. But there you go. That's how you would set up your nice little Superman display. Hot Wheels, DieCast, whatever. We do have in our Kickstarter, one of the things we're going to have our configurable shelving that you can actually stick. It'll split the box in half. And in theory, you could then add another layer of cars even above that. So that's coming as part of the Kickstarter as well. So we're going to have a lot of cool stuff. In fact, I'm looking into actually getting some of those manufactured even before the Kickstarter. Some of the inserts and shelving that we have planned for this. At a point too, so we'll get those. We'll get that into production. Get some of those made, so people could actually buy them for the cases that exist already. You can do this with the Mage cage. It's a little trickier, and one of these times I'll show you how to do that because they have shelving in the back, or like these little shelf in the back that's meant to help pin down other minis, and it can kind of interfere with the way you set up your cases. But there is a way to do it. So until I get around being able to show you that. You have a good one. Goodbye.